It's time for the 2021 Money in the Bank pay-per-view as the WWE also prepares to run its first pay-per-view now that touring with fans has returned. This year's Money in the Bank promises some big bouts, including the 2 matches where the WWE's top men and women compete for that much coveted Money in the Bank briefcase, as well as 4 championship bouts. However, who will emerge victorious this year and who will go home with the agony of defeat? Well, join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at all the winners and losers of the 2021 Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now, before we look at our predictions, keep in mind that WWE wants to make Money in the Bank a wild event that compels fans to tune into Raw and SmackDown this week. In fact, WrestleVotes recently reported, with the Thunderdome officially behind them, sources state that the WWE has some cool and exciting things planned for this weekend. Expect a surprise or two, truly a pivotal time in recent WWE history. And knowing this, let's see what surprises to expect this Sunday. But first, let's start off with the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, which includes Alexa Bliss, Natalya, Nikki Cross, Liv Morgan, Zelina Vega, Naomi, Asuka, and a mystery competitor. Now, as reported in a previous news video, rumor has it Sonya Deville is going to be added to a ladder match, which makes sense considering there's 1 slot remaining. However, she may not be the last entrant, as there's strong rumors circulating that Becky Lynch will make her long-awaited return at Money in the Bank. If so, expect the man to put on a dominant display of wrestling skills as the WWE gives her a strong push. Unfortunately, it will be at the expense of everyone else in the match, which is regrettable as the ladder match could be a good chance to get some of the other competitors over, especially those who haven't been pushed much in Lynch's absence. And while no one is expecting Liv Morgan or Zelina Vega to win, the two could show if they've improved at all in the ring, while workhorses like Asuka, Natalya, and Naomi shine. Nikki Cross shows off her new gimmick and Alexa Bliss does her ghoulish goth girl gimmick. But as for a winner, we gotta choose Becky Lynch. With the return of crowds, this is the best moment for Becky Lynch to return and win that coveted briefcase. Of course, the big question is whether Becky Lynch cashes in her briefcase the same night as she wins it, or WWE has her pose a challenge for SummerSlam. While they want to build SummerSlam up as a must-see show, it also wants to make Money in the Bank memorable, so much so that we could see Lynch cash in the briefcase and walk away with the Raw Women's Championship. But that was the women's. What about the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, which includes Drew McIntyre, John Morrison, Ricochet, Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, Big E, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Seth Rollins. At this, Money in the Bank should be spectacular given the fact that all 8 competitors are solid workers. Where things will get interesting is whether WWE has a rising star like Riddle or Big E capture the briefcase, making them an instant player in the World Championship picture. Unlike, say, Ricochet or John Morrison, both men have been pushed consistently enough that a step into the main event is believable. Or they could go with a wild card like Shinsuke Nakamura or Kevin Owens, but the WWE has shown no signs of pushing them beyond the upper card, and with Nakamura that's being generous. They could also go with Seth Rollins winning, as the WWE has been slowly building up a Rollins vs Reigns program on SmackDown. Despite a variety of particularly good options, we feel that WWE is going to swerve us, as it seems so obvious that Drew McIntyre could be the winner. Whilst this gives him a chance to actually make a championship challenge to Bobby Lashley, something that he was stripped from doing, it seems kinda boring and tiresome. In fact, we're gonna go with Seth Rollins as the winner. Of course, we all want to see that match between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, and this is our chance to do so. So our outright winner, Seth Rollins, wins the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Next up, the Raw Tag Team Championship match as AJ Styles and Omos take on the Viking Raiders. This last minute addition wasn't a surprise since Eric and Ivar earned a shot at the Raw Tag Team Championship just a few weeks back. This is an unusual match largely because they have no idea what to do with the team of Styles and Omos thanks to Omos still learning the ropes. There's no way he can work a singles match just yet, but as fans saw with the Great Khali, a lack of experience is rarely an impediment to a big man getting an equally big push. Nevertheless, don't expect the WWE to have the Viking Raiders win the tag belts this time around, as the promotion has no one to chase after the tag belts right now. This match should now be the familiar story of Styles getting beat up until he makes the hot tag to Omos and the big man saves the day, allowing him and Styles to retain the belt. So our final prediction, AJ Styles and Omos retain the Raw Tag Team Championship. Next up, it's the Raw Women's Championship match as champion Rhea Ripley takes on Charlotte Flair. The Raw Women's Championship picture has been a disaster scene ever since the WWE hit the autopilot button after Becky Lynch vacated the title to have her daughter. While Ripley is a fresh face on Raw, her program with Charlotte Flair has been a disaster and somehow even worse than the 2020 program in NXT, where she was supposed to help Ripley get over, and the only person who got over was the Queen. Now they're apparently trying to use Flair again to elevate Ripley, but so far their storyline has been a hot mess, with fans uncertain who the heel is or why Ripley feels the need to emulate Flair's cheating tactics. All we want from this match is for it to end the series. And while it makes sense for Ripley to win and continue her reign, look for Flair to regain the title so she can defend it against Becky Lynch. Our prediction: Charlotte Flair wins the Raw Women's Championship. Next up, a WWE Championship match between champion Bobby Lashley versus Kofi Kingston. Now, anyone expecting a resurgence of Kofi Mania should watch the 4th October SmackDown match between Kingston and Brock Lesnar if they want a sneak peek of what to expect. They've done a masterful job creating the illusion that Kingston is going to capture his 2nd championship, but the reality is that WWE is going to use this match to show what a merciless monster Bobby Lashley has become, after especially a shocking roll-up loss to Kofi's friend Xavier Woods on this week's Raw. While Kingston will likely get a few hope spots, look for Lashley to murderize Kingston and make a statement to anyone looking to step in the ring with him. That of course is the million-dollar question though: who is ready to step up and challenge the Almighty? Right now there doesn't seem to be many viable contenders on Raw, but you can be sure that they have someone waiting in the wings to head into SummerSlam. But our final prediction: Bobby Lashley retains the WWE Championship. Now while we're speculating about what could happen after the match, might the winner of the men's Money in the Bank cash in his briefcase and defeat him? After all, they're going to be looking for some shocking moments that night. To be honest, I hope this doesn't happen, as Lashley has been a fantastic champion so far and he's just really getting into his stride. Keep the belt on him until SummerSlam in my opinion. And finally, a Universal Championship match between champion Roman Reigns versus Edge. Now, this match is important because Edge finally gets a chance to wrestle Roman one-on-one for the Universal Championship, unlike WrestleMania 36 where he not only had to contend with a second contender in Daniel Bryan, but outside interference of Roman's cousin Jay. Here, the Rated R superstar could find himself battling Reigns as well as Jay and Jimmy Uso. Whatever the case, expect Edge to show why he still has plenty of gas in the tank and he's capable of beating Reigns no matter who interferes. At least everyone except Seth Rollins, who is expected to wrestle Edge at SummerSlam. They've carefully been laying the groundwork for an Edge vs Rollins program, with Rollins recently questioning why wrestling's ultimate opportunist is getting another title shot. He isn't. Look for Edge to have this match won despite the interference of the Tribal Chief's henchmen, only for Rollins to sneak in and steal the win from Edge. This will allow Edge to look strong as he loses thanks to Rollins' interference and should get the fans ready for what should be a dream match between him and Edge. In the meantime, Roman's stranglehold on the Universal Championship will continue as the WWE prepares the fans for an epic showdown at SummerSlam between Reigns and John Cena. While there are different stories on Cena's ability to work SummerSlam, they might also bring Brock Lesnar in. Check out our Rumors video for more, but our final prediction: Roman Reigns retains the Universal Championship. But there you have it guys, our winners and losers for the 2021 edition of Money in the Bank. What are your guys' predictions? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.